Alright guys, it has been, our last video was last Sunday and today is Saturday, which is Dream Cruise is going on right now, and I know Keith has been off all week. He's been down there all night. I was out there last night with him with my father's Blazer, so that was a pretty cool time to be out at Woodward. But I don't have a vehicle right now because we tore apart Filthy. So last time in the last video we had the motor on the cherry picker just dangling, and it's actually sitting right here. I got it all tarped up because I got to put it on the engine, another engine stand, to get it out of here. But we pulled the engine out last Sunday, so today's Saturday, so we're almost a week from when we started tearing this apart. And I figured I'd do a little update video. I've been working on it pretty much all week, just a little bit here and there, 2 hours a day, 1 hour a day, or whenever I could get at it, and just trying to make progress while I could. And I have come a long way, so we'll see here. It is basically, I'm almost done. Like, it is, as you can see here, I don't have the the intercooler piping on the compressor side done yet, but that's like the last thing I gotta do. And I was gonna fire it up today because I'm basically, as you can see here, I'm done. Like, I got the exhaust, the hot side all done and wrapped and everything. It just, I needed one thing, and there's this feed line going to this turbo that's too short, and I was getting a coupler today so I can get it to the actual fitting down the bottom of the engine, and the guy sold me the wrong coupler. So I'm literally a coupler away from firing this thing up the first time. So I'm a little annoyed, but I'll have the coupler tomorrow, which, okay, I mean, would have been nice to have this thing fired up today. But really, I mean, if I fire this thing up tomorrow, that will mark 1 week exactly from when we tore the engine out with the Torque Storm, and with this new 6 liter in, plumbed and ready to go. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with 1 week of being able to take this thing apart and completely build an entirely different setup inside this truck. So, and there's still some little beauty things that are coming. Like, I got rings coming for this right here. I'm probably gonna plumb the wastegates coming out the hood. I still have to cut the hood and put the hood on the truck to get it to come down and fit. So there's little tedious stuff that I got going on. I'm waiting on this fitting to get. This fitting will be here like today, to go into the vacuum block. But yeah, I mean, it's basically there. I don't have much left to do other than, like I said, the little things like the grill, put it back on, cut the hood. But it's done basically. So I'm super excited. I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping tomorrow we'll have this thing fired up for the first time and hear this thing fire off. So unless I can find a fitting today at some point, but I kind of doubt it. But I have one coming tomorrow. So if I get it here tomorrow, I'll for sure be firing it up. I got to do a few things to the computer, make some changes on it. Since there was a 5.3 in it, now there's a 6 liter, so I got to make some changes inside the computer to make those adjustments. And then, man, I mean, hopefully, everything should be good to go. So I'm so stoked. I cannot wait to hear it. I wanna get this thing running and driving here next week, so I can work if there's any bugs or anything I gotta work out to get them all set and ready to roll for LS Fest. Man, it's coming up. We only have like 2.5 weeks and we're going to LS Fest. So it is kind of last minute, but man, I'm super happy with the way the turbos are coming out the hood like this and how they're plumbed in with the exhaust. I could not be happier. So yeah, so hopefully tomorrow this thing's breathing some air, and you'll be hearing this thing chopping away. So I can't wait. So until tomorrow. All right, everybody, it is exactly 1 week since me and Keith pulled the engine out of Filthyy and started Project Filthyy 2.0. And man, it has been a week. I thrashed on it, I wouldn't say every day, but at least an hour or two a day I kind of dedicated to it, and kind of got something done on the truck, just a little bit here and there. And man, a lot has happened in a week, so I'll show you here real quick. Boom, we've got the motor in. So we had a little mishap with the motor. So I had gotten the motor built at a buddy shop, and I just built it inside of his pole barn, which you saw in the video with me doing the BTR 660 springs. So I got the motor completely ready to go, except for I did not torque the rocker arms on it because it's easier to do it with two people. And so Keith and I were over here. Well, in the last video you see we were pulling the engine out of the truck, and so while he was here, he was helping me just torque those rocker arms on the rocker arms on the engine. And when I went to go rotate the engine over, the engine just stopped. You get to a certain point and it just solid, and I'm like, what did I do? What's going on here? Come to find out, I screwed up and bought the wrong set of head gaskets for it. So we had the same exact set of head gaskets that we've bought for all of our engines and all of our combinations is the BTR 7-layer 5.3 gaskets, but this is a 6-liter, so we haven't really done a 6-liter yet. So I'm just out of habit, I bought the same BTR head gaskets, 7-layer gaskets that we've used for everything, and threw them in there. So the bore is too small, so the piston was coming up and hitting the head gasket. So I had to order some new head gaskets, the right ones for the 6-liter. So got them here, blitzed it apart, put it back together. I mean, we had it back together the next day. And then Keith came over, I think it was a Monday or Tuesday, I forget. It might have been a Monday. Oh, actually, was it Wednesday? I forget. A lot happened in a week. He came over with me one day because he had the whole week off most of the week off for Woodward Dream Cruise. He was down there cruising, and he came over and helped me just get the engine in. So that was one day we got the engine in. It was pretty straightforward there. Got that done in one day, and then throughout the week I was, as you can see here, I was thrashing on the hot side, getting the turbos mounted, and everything's all basically where I wanted to go. Come out the side. I was originally going to try to put the exhaust all the way down on both sides to keep the original exhaust that I already have in the truck with the cutouts, but this side would have been doable. I had some more room down here to go to sneak that in between there, but on this side with the steering and everything, and it was just it's so compact right here, and I was like, it's going to be really hard, and I'm not fighting around that little gap to put a 3-inch pipe through it. Would have been impossible. So I opted into doing the fender exit, which who doesn't love a good fender exit? I'm just saying, it's awesome. So fast forward to today, like I said, is exactly 1 week from when we pulled that engine, and I was literally one fitting away from firing it up. And I would have had it yesterday, and I got my shipment in with it was a little dash 4 AN to dash 4 AN coupler, because on this side the turbo is so far away from the engine over here. I needed something longer than 60 inches, and for some reason, I don't know why, it's so hard to find a turbo feed line that's longer than 60 inches. Apparently that you can get it on eBay, but it was like a week and a half of shipping, and I'm like, I'm not waiting that long. So I ended up buying a dash 4 AN coupler, and I bought a 25-inch turbo feed line just to extend it so I could reach that turbo. So I finally got that into the mail today, put that together, and I'm about ready to fire this thing up for the first time. So I'm super excited. As you can see here, I'm not completely done with the project, with the whole process. The grill's not put in. I still have to do the cold side, which our buddy Devin, he's been tinkering around with some TIG welding, so he's going to help me TIG weld it together, because as you can see here, the turbo has a V-band on it. So I've got a V-band, which is a special V-band for these ends of these turbos with these little, I don't know what they're called. Keith had a name for them. It was like a morale fit. I don't know. I'm totally guessing. But anyways, this is the fitting with a little gasket there that goes in between the turbo. So we're gonna TIG weld all that to get the piping on, so that way I'm not busting couplers, Kevin. So I know Kevin doesn't like the fact that I use rubber couplers and everything, but this should be a better combination. Only couplers I'm gonna have on this now is going to be the intercooler. So, but yeah, so we should be hopefully we should get all this cold side done. I don't know, sometime this week. I don't know. It depends on what we got for timing, but. Anyways, you don't need cold side to start this thing, so I'm super excited. I was gonna have Keith come over here, but he's got some family things he's taking care of right now. But I'm excited. I'm ready to fire this thing up, so I'm gonna get you guys on the tripod, and I'm gonna see if this thing will even bark off. So we will see. All right. Wow, this thing sounds choppy. So I haven't even touched the tune on it. That is the same tune from the Torque Storm. I just changed the displacement of the engine on the Terminator X format and the ECU configuration. That's all I did, and it fired right up off of that tune. So I'm pretty happy about that. And those turbos are spooling like I probably should have done a trans brake on that, because it hasn't learned a thing. That's why I probably shut off, because it hasn't learned what to give it fuel. But holy cow! So yeah, dude, she's running. She's fired up. Now it's just cold side piping. Let's see what she can do, dude. That sounds wicked. So I'm super stoked. I cannot tell you how happy I'm at with that. So that's 1 week, bro. Boys. It's 1 week from taking the engine out to putting it in, putting the turbos on, and firing it up. Like, I'm super happy about that. But shoot, I mean, look. I don't have a garage, you can see here. I'm working out here. I'm in my driveway. Anybody can do this. Like, this is like, it doesn't take it takes an hour or two a day to dedicate to your project, and you can knock that out. Because I mean, dude, if I can do it in a week, you can do it too. So I mean, yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what this thing's going to be capable of. So LS Fest is in 2.5 weeks now. So now let's get the cold side piping done and work the bugs out. And hopefully she's ready to roll. But man, with the way that thing sounds, it's gonna be gnarly. So until the next update, boys, we'll see you.